Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So right at the end of episode 23 of The Flash Season 4, or the finale this season, we saw the mystery girl from previous encounters throughout the season show up at the West's household while they were celebrating the new arrival of Jenna Marie West, which is of course the newborn baby of Joe West and Cecile Horton, to then reveal to Barry and the others that she was in fact Nora Allen, the child of Barry and Iris from around 30 years in the future. She was sporting the jacket that Iris had worn earlier on in the season in that Run Iris Run episode. I think that was the name of the episode. Now the key line or thing that Nora says to Barry is, "I'm your daughter Nora from the future, and I think I made a big mistake." So it wasn't just a mistake or a big mistake. It was a big mistake. So what the hell was this mistake that she seems to be regretting fairly heavily at this current time? Well, it's unclear and hard to know what exactly Nora did that was so bad. But considering the fact that in the lead up to this scene throughout the rest of the season, starting at the wedding and the crossover, she had shown herself to every member of Team Flash except for her mother, Iris. It's safe to say that it's, pretty big as to, what she's done. I say this as, why else would she declare and expose herself to the very person that she was trying to avoid? In the last time we saw her before she showed up in this finale was when she went to, the baby shower for Cecile's place. And when Iris came to, the door, she basically bailed. So she didn't want to be seen by Iris, but she was fine being seen by everyone else. And from what we can gather from the episodes that we have seen her in, which isn't much to be honest, let's be completely honest there, it is safe to assume that whatever this mistake that Nora made was, it would have something to do with time travel mainly, as she is from the future. So as soon as you put yourself in a time period that you don't belong in, there are alarm bells ringing, but especially in the past where the slightest change can affect future events. But her mistake could also have something to do with the Speed Force. As I said earlier, Nora Allen has been hovering around Central City since Barry and Iris' wedding back in the Crisis on Earth X crossover, and while she's mainly kept a decent distance from the action, such as not jumping in to help the fight against the Earth X Nazis when they came over to our Earth, or even to join in against the fight against DeVoe at various points this season, in the finale of this season, as we saw, that all changes. She gets in the way. After we see Ralph Dibny, able to get possession back of his own body, Barry thinks yay, I've defeated the Thinker. But oh boy, was he wrong. The Thinker had actually had a backup plan just in case his plan didn't work out, because, he's always thinking ahead, and the Starlab satellite is sent, crashing down towards Central City, threatening to kill everyone there and destroy a large chunk of Central City. As Barry speeds off to deliver a supersonic punch to the satellite to keep it from, crashing down and hitting Central City, my TV lost signal. Okay, obviously that's not what happened, but surely I wasn't the only one who thought something was wrong with their TV or something like that. It just froze. So yeah, just as Barry's about to punch it, time stops for a bit and then it just completely rewinds, which I thought was really cool. But when things are reset and we start going forward again, Barry is now no longer the only speedster running towards the satellite. We see Nora's purple, yellowy lightning there as well. They both go up and she punches the satellite at the same time as Barry, lessening the blow to Barry and destroying the satellite. Obviously, Marlies had said that Barry going solo and punching that satellite was likely to kill him, so this had led some to believe that Nora assisting and punching the satellite with Barry actually saved Barry. Now, Iris makes it pretty clear in the final scene of the episode, or in the group of final scenes of the episode at the the baby celebration thing, that she is not pregnant, even though she gives Barry a heart attack in the process, which means that Nora's actions could have almost been a form of self-preservation when saving Barry from the whole satellite thing, which is what many believe is the case. That she can't exist unless Barry survives the whole deal with the Thinker. So her interference in the satellite event to save Barry as well as herself could be the mistake that she's talking about. But that doesn't make sense to me, because if Barry were to die at that point, then how would have Nora been born in the future? Because Iris said she wasn't pregnant. So the only way that would make sense is if Iris was pregnant at that point in time. Unless they do something where that version of Nora we saw earlier on in the season is a younger version of Nora, so the longer haired Nora is, a younger version, and she messed with things that could have led to that satellite event happening in the first place. And then the Nora that saved Barry and the one that rocked up at the West household at the end, the one with the shorter hair, is a tad older version of Nora that has come back to try and fix her younger version's mistakes. And she was trying to do that before time caught up to her and deleted her from the timeline. Because as we've seen on Legends, sometimes time takes a while to catch up and erase things. So if they want to take that formula from Legends and put it on Flash, technically that would make sense. It is confusing, I know, but it is something that the show would try and do. Not something that I would necessarily want to see, as, yeah, it's a bit too much, and I don't want the show to get into another Savitar confusing time travel situation, which they said they were going to try and avoid in the future, because even the producers don't even know what was going on with Savitar last season and couldn't even explain it themselves. So I think it would be smart if they tried to avoid a similar situation to that, but they could make this work and make it a bit more easier to understand for not only the people creating it, but also everyone watching as well. However, there could be like more to this whole story. Like in previous episodes, we saw Nora writing the symbols, or the Speed Force symbols, down in that notebook, which we also saw her carrying in her hand when she rocked up at the end of the finale. And they're the same ones that Harry was writing on the walls when he was like getting a bit, more simple, when he started to lose his intelligence, and also the ones that Barry was writing after he just exited the Speed Force. Nora seems to understand the symbols, as she is writing them down in that episode, like in jitters, as if it is her natural language, or at least a language that she knows pretty damn well, meaning that she might have a greater knowledge of the Speed Force and may have manipulated it in ways that Barry himself can't even do, even though he spent all that time in the Speed Force. Or maybe she is a key for Barry understanding certain things from the Speed Force and using them, in real life. As we know, Barry is familiar with the consequences of change in the past because of a little event known as, Flashpoint. But the way in which Nora was panicking is something else completely. It's something worse. It's almost like she needs to fix it now. Like it's an emergency, might I say. Or that she has caused something that she needs to alert everyone about in order to stop it. So she needs to fix it now, but she can't do it by herself. So she needs the help of people on Team Flash, who she most likely knows would be able to assist her. Now, producer of The Flash, Todd Helbing, did insinuate that Nora needed help fixing time travel in an interview, saying she makes this sort of big mistake at the end of the episode. You see the concern of what she's done, and Barry certainly learned his lessons from time travel. So it's going to be interesting to put him on the different side of the problem and see how he can help her fix it. But based on her knowledge of the Speed Force and her reluctance to meet Iris, I think there's something bigger at play here, a mistake maybe even bigger than Flashpoint, and one that's not going to be that easy to fix. Now, will this be a mistake that's going to take ages to fix? Hopefully not, because I don't necessarily see how big of a problem this could be, where it's going to take the whole season to fix it. It might take a while for Nora to say like, oh, this is what I did. Or she could be like, giving little grains of information and maybe not revealing the complete issue with it. But yeah, I think it's going to take a while throughout season 5 before we fully understand what Nora did and the full damage that it could cause going forward. But really, when it comes down to it, what it seems that has happened with Nora and her big mistake is that she has come back to try and fix a problem. We'll have to see what that is, obviously, as I was saying, whether it was around that satellite incident or something else. But in turn, she has created another, obviously bigger problem. So it looks like next season will be another, extensive lesson on why not to time travel, or at least why not to time travel to either places you've been or places that are pretty important to your existence. Don't try time travel there, it just causes issues. But it could also connect to a deeper understanding of not only the Speed Force, but as well as like the future of the Flash family. Now, they could reference future speedsters that, maybe we thought we would have already gotten on the show that are a part of the Flash family. We'll have to wait and see. But I think that's something that a lot of people are looking forward to, because they did say one of the themes for next season is family. In regards to Nora's connection to the Speed Force symbols, I will be doing another video on that in the next few days, as people have been asking for it quite a lot. So keep your eyes out for that. But if you do want anything else covered from the Flash finale or stuff leading into season 5, do let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll get around to making some videos of them in the next couple of weeks. And also, in regards to maybe Nora keeping things a bit secret in season 5, we know that Cicada is going to be a villain to at least kick off the season. Maybe whatever Nora is maybe keeping a bit secret could be something that leads on into the big bad, because I think we should all just assume that maybe Cicada isn't going to last the whole season, because I just don't know how they would stretch him out that long. So maybe there's going to be him for like the first half, like almost like an alchemy-esque villain, and then the second half is associated with what Nora's done, and maybe a villain that she knows in the future is pretty deadly, or something that she's done to cause that villain to rise and be a bit of a threat. So she could be connected connected to that, so don't be surprised if that does happen. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions. Do you have any other theories around what Nora's mistake could be? Because obviously there are many options that it could be, because they might not have even teased what it is in the actual finale. So if you have any other theories as to what her mistake could have been, do let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.